Lochani Bandwana Bekosi and welcome to Showbiz Hive. I am so excited to finally begin on my journey of being a South African YouTuber. Look at me, look at me. Thank you so much to everyone that has subscribed. Some of you, I know most of you subscribed even before I was able to put out any content, and I am so grateful and thankful that you were able to put all your faith in me and believe that I will be able to deliver exactly what you would like. Shout out to you. Now, this is my very first tubisode. And a tubisode is, for those of you who don't know, is a YouTube episode. So this is my first ever tubisode on my YouTube channel. And what we will be covering today is basically getting to know me and, finding out what the girl is about and, getting accustomed to my vibe and all of that. So, how we will go about it is that I will just introduce myself shortly and then I will go into some questions. So after setting up my channel, I sent the link on my I sent my link on my social media platforms requesting that people should send through their questions, asking me whatever they would like to know about me. So I will just introduce myself briefly and then I will get into the questions. All right. Okay, let's go. Let's get buzzing. But before we go there, let us start with the verse of the day. Now, this is something that I feel is very important and that I will be doing at the beginning of every tubisode because I believe that it is very important to lay the foundation with the word of God. It just makes sure that everything makes sense. Now, these verses won't always have to do with what the video is about. It will just be me sharing, maybe what I was reading during devotion or whatever. But I feel like it is important to just share briefly the word of God. Excuse me, I've written down my notes, so I will be looking down every now and then. The verse of the day today we will find in Isaiah 43, verse 19, and this is how it reads: Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you know it? I will even make a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Um, why I chose this scripture is because this is a new journey for me. It's a new year. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy 2022. It's a new year. This is a new journey for me. And I believe that God is doing a new thing through me as well. I believe that this is going to be an amazing journey. And I believe that through this a lot of doors will be opened for me, and that's the meaning I have behind when the word of God says, i will I will make a way in the wilderness. Basically in the wilderness, like you guys, like in the bush where there is no way, he will make a way, and he says that he will he will bring rivers into the desert. So he's doing something that is unthought of, something that we never expected. And I hope this channel will be that for you, something different, something new, something that you haven't seen before, right? Right. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into it. So my name is Shobisile Evelyn Mashangu, and I am a 25 years old actress. I am a theater practitioner, a director, a writer, a singer, and I'm an overall artist. I'm just a multidisciplinary artist, and I come from the small town of Ekangala. Now, Ekangala it's very hard to explain where Ekangala is. Anytime anyone asks me, where do you stay? I get a little bit of anxiety because it's like a whole process explaining. So Ekangala is like on the like on the border or in the right in the middle of Gauteng and Mpumalanga. It's a small town on the pockets of Mpumalanga, but we are identified to be in the Gauteng province. So that is where it's at. You probably still don't understand where it is. Just it's there. We're there on Google Maps, guys. Just check there by Google Maps. So I come from the small town of Ekangala. I come from a family of four. I am the first of two children. I have a younger brother who also is in the you know media space. He's also an artist, he's a musician, he's a dancer, and he's an actor. I don't know if he really identifies as an actor, but I believe that he is because, I believe that he can. Yeah, and I'm a mother to a wonderful, cute, adorable 4-year-old baby boy. He's turning 5 this year, and it's just like, oh, where did all the time go? And what else? Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm just an overall vibe and a good energy, and I just love people, and I love sharing positivity and spreading love, and creating an environment whereby people feel welcome, people feel they can grow and learn from. So that's basically me in a nutshell. Okay, without any further ado, I think we should get into the questions now. A lot of people did send through their questions. Some people sent through a bunch of questions, a lot of them. But I just had to, summarize it and, just take a few of the questions. So I decided I'm going to do 10 questions. So if you did send me a question and it wasn't answered, please don't take it personally. I just want to keep this video short so that you're not overwhelmed with a whole bunch, right? But I believe that as we continue, you will, learn more and more and more and more stuff about me. Now, disclaimer, I speak with my hands, guys. I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing, but it's a thing that I do. And you may notice that I have lost 2 nails. I have lost 2 nails. You will excuse that we are shading off some December skin. So, yeah, I think let's get into the questions. Okay, so I just put these in random order. They are in no particular order. The first question says, what is your proudest accomplishment? Wow, this is a wonderful question. My proudest accomplishment would be my diploma. So I hold a diploma a national diploma in uh, drama and film. So I studied acting with the Tswana University of Technology in the year 20. I started in the year 2016 and I completed in the year 2019. And I must say it is my most proudest accomplishment because it was quite challenging because I fell pregnant in my first year. So, it was a thing of, okay, do I go on studying? Do I finish my studies? What now? What happens now? So I'm very proud of the fact that even though I did, come across that challenge of, falling pregnant while I'm at school and, having to figure out, having to juggle all of that, I was still able to push through. I even had to get an extra year because acting in training as an actor, the body is involved a lot because that's your instrument, that's what you use to act. So I couldn't do certain subjects because certain modules rather because I was pregnant. But then I had to do an extra year, but I pulled through and I finished my diploma. So that has to be my proudest accomplishment. Question number 2 says, if you had to describe yourself as an animal, which would it be? It would definitely be a lioness. I definitely think I would best describe myself as a lioness. A lion is my favorite animal of all. The pride of the lion, the family dynamics of the lion really intrigue me. And I really believe that I think if I were an animal, I'd be a lioness, because the lioness is the one that goes to hunt. The lioness is the one that protects her cubs and all of that. And I definitely am very protective of my loved ones. So, a lioness. Question number three: what do you love and hate about environments you frequent? So these environments would be friends or home. What do I love about my friends? I love how intelligent I have intelligent people around me. I have people who know a lot around me. So I love how my friends are so, like, they know a lot. They know stuff. And whenever I'm around my friends, I learn something new. So I love that about my friends. But within a friendship setting, one thing that really puts me off is lack of communication. I feel like in any relationship, communication is really important. You need to be able to tell people what's going on, what's up. If you're going through something and you don't really want people in your space, you must be able to, articulate that. If, just being able to communicate and not being able to communicate is something that I really, really hate in a friendship setting. So I also gonna talk about what I love and hate about home. I think we all love home because that is where you are at your most comfortable. That is where you are yourself, and you know that no one is gonna, speculate or treat you different because of who you are. They've all accepted who you are. They all love you for who you are, or they tolerate you. So I love how at home you can just be yourself and be you and not think about a whole lot of things. What I hate about being home is chores, and doing chores. And the thing is that, like, you can't do chores at your own discretion when you're at home, because you just need to clean every day, because, like, people just make a mess every day. And like when you're in your own space, then you're not gonna make a mess. You can limit how much of a mess you make, and you can decide when you're gonna clean up and when you. So I don't like people's mess, and you just have to clean every day, because I don't like a messy environment. I'm someone to like okutele, but I don't like a messy environment. I like order in my space. Yeah, so that's what I love and hate about her. The fourth question: what kind of guy is your type? My type. First of all, my type is someone who is a believer, someone who believes in Jesus Christ, someone who's a Christian, who believes in the Word of God, who prays. Definitely, that is number one. Someone who looks good. Like, you need to look good. By look good, I'm not speaking like maybe weight or complexion or whatever, but you must look good, man. When I look at you, I must be like, I must get those vibes, you know. So I don't really, when it comes to body types, I don't really discriminate. I'm very much drawn to, chubby dudes. I don't know. I like chubby dudes. But I mean, if someone is skinny, it's not a train smash. I can still be drawn to you if you have, if you look good. Someone who takes care of themselves, someone who's clean, like you must bath, Lord. That's gezien, guys. You must bath, you must smell good, you must, dress well, you must have style, I don't have a specific style, but when you're dressed now, man, you must feel witty. I look good, someone who has style and who has confidence in their style. What else? What type of guy? Someone who knows what they want in life, who knows, yeah, who has a plan basically of how they would like their life to look, and what they want also in someone they want to share their life with. So I like people who are clear about their life and about their life and about what they want in their life as well. Question number five says, if I gave you 1 million rand, what would you do with it? Yo, machangura, guys. Machangura, money. Uh, guys, I'm gonna tell you soft life. 1 million rand. I think I would just split it into four, and then I would give a a quarter of a million to my family, man, so that my family, can, as my parents, for my parents to do whatever they would like to do with that money, because I mean, bamkhulisile, and most the vibes, black takes vibes. So I think a quarter of the million would go to my parents. A quarter of a million I would definitely invest in my son's education. I don't ever want my son to struggle when it comes to education. I feel like I want him to have the freedom to do or study and explore as much as he would like with his education, because education is something that no one can take away from you. So I don't want my son to be limited when it comes to what he wants to do with his life. I want him to have as many options as he wants and to be able to explore as many options as he wants. So a quarter of a million would go to investing for my son. A quarter of a million would go to starting my life, to start my life, maybe get me a place, a car, to start my life, and anything that I need to start my life, that a quarter of a million would go into that. And a quarter of a million would go, I would invest in my company. Um, yeah, I am working on starting my own production company. So definitely a quarter of that would go towards investing in that, getting everything I need to set it up and start getting it running. So I guess, yeah, I think that's what I would do with my first meal. Question six. When did you realize that all you wanted was acting? I've always been a very artistically expressive person from a young age. I used to love to sing. I used to love attention, Jay. I used to love when people were watching me do stuff, be it dancing, singing, or whatever, Jay. I liked being the center of attention. So I've always been that person, Jay, that vibe. So I think also growing up, I didn't really know that I wanted to do it as a career. I didn't know that I had the option to do it as a career because I was exposed to acting at a very young age because of that bubbly personality I had. I remember the first role I had was in primary in grade R. I played the princess in The Princess and the Frog. And it was my first role, and it was a lead role. So, I've always had it in me. But growing up, I wanted to be, I think all of us want to be at different things at different stages in our lives. I've wanted to be a lawyer. I've wanted to be what do we call forensic what, those people that go onto crime scenes and are like collecting hairs and all of those things. I've wanted to be, what else have I wanted to be? I wanted to be a physiotherapist at some point. I wasn't even sure what that was. I just really liked the word. But going into high school, I started looking into what it was, and I was actually interested. So I thought that's what I was going to be. And everyone was like, why don't you become an actor? Why don't you become an actor? I was kind of skeptical because I was scared it would see, will I make money? Because that's what everyone tells you. It's, hey, that field doesn't have money. So I wanted to be a lot of things growing up, but I feel like even if I had done anything else, I would have done acting or art as a side hustle, as a hobby or whatever. So I've always known that I wanted to be an actor, but I believe that I decided that this is actually what I want to do when I started studying. Um, so I did choose to study it, which means it was me saying, yeah, this is my career. But then still, I wasn't sure. I just thought because it's my passion and it's what I love, and I can't get that monkey off of my shoulder that says this is what you're gonna study. I'm just gonna study it, and if it's not what I want, then I'll just study something else afterwards. But then after studying, and as I was studying, I was very drawn to it, and I had that desire to make it work, whether in Imali or not, whether nje, whatever it was that it brought to me, I was adamant and I was determined to make it work. So I think studying and being exposed to all the different things you can do within the theater space, within the acting field, it made me, decide it's okay, actually I can do this, because it's not, I realized that it's not just acting, that I can do, but I learned a bunch of other things: writing, directing, and other stuff that comes with acting. You can act in industrial theater, you can act in children's theater. Discovering all of that about acting made me decide it's okay. No, actually, I do want to do this straight up. It's not going to bore me because there's a lot that I can do within the space. Yo, guys. Okay. Question number 7. What challenges do you face in your career? You face a lot of challenges. You face a lot of challenges with acting, because acting has a lot to do with how you look, it has a lot to do with what it has a lot to do with who you know. So if you're someone that is not exposed to the field at large, it becomes very difficult. If you do not know the key and major players of the game, it becomes very difficult. You need to be someone who puts themselves out there, who's able to talk about their work, who's able to talk about what they do, so that other people who are in the field are able to identify and, pick you, and want to work with you. So that's one of the challenges, Uguti. You need to know the right people, and that's not always easy, getting to know the right people and getting yourself into those spaces. And it's very hard. What else is a challenge? I think it's a field that requires you to have money. I think to be an actor, you need to have money. Even before you blow up, or even before you start working, you need to have money to go to auditions. You need to have money to, do a lot of things that put you out there, invest in nowadays, your social media platforms to be popping. And for that to happen, you need to have a certain, like, you need to work on your brand, you need to invest in good equipment that will capture you in the right light. So it's quite expensive being an actor, honestly. But yeah, I think those are some of the challenging things. Um, yeah, I think I'll end it there. Question 8. What's your favorite way to spend your day off? My favorite way to spend my day off is being able to sleep in. Definitely. I want to be able to just sleep and not have anyone telling me which I need to wake up at a particular time. So being able to sleep in is one of the ways I will spend a day off. Reading is another way that I like to spend my day off. Reading, you're having the leisure of doing what you want to do, maybe taking a walk, going to visit a friend, eating, yeah, going out maybe for lunch or whatever, or going out somewhere to do something different, maybe to watch the movies, or you go to a place where you can play, maybe go bowling or whatever, doing something, different than what you do in your everyday life, and having, that's that leisure to go and do whatever that you want. What is your advice for aspiring actors? My advice for aspiring actors would be that you need to understand that as an actor, just because you're not on TV, it doesn't mean that you're not an actor. Just because you're not in the limelight, it doesn't take away from your skill. It doesn't take away from your talent. Just because not a lot of people know you, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't take away from the fact that you are an actor. You can still be an actor even if you're not on TV. You can be a stage actor. In fact, you can choose to be a stage actor and not do any TV gigs at all. You can still be an actor if you haven't received your big break. You can still do some monologues, work on your craft every day and improve yourself every day. So I just want to say, and you need to be very disciplined in that regard, to understand that even though you're not in the limelight, you still need to work on your craft, and invest in an education. People take acting for granted and they think anyone can act. But if you really love it and if you really want to take it all the way, I believe it is important to study it. Now, studying doesn't mean you need to go to a university or a college or whatever, but invest in learning about it. Nowadays, we have YouTube. You can learn from YouTube from people like me. You can learn, Guti, what can you do? What do you need to be an actor? So invest in your craft, work on your craft, and don't be put off, don't be discouraged by maybe not being on the big screen, not being in the limelight. The limelight will find you along the way, and it will definitely find you if you are putting in the work for yourself, right? Question number 10: what makes your YouTube channel different? What new content will you bring to the YouTube streets? I love this question. I've put off doing a YouTube channel for the longest of time because that was my main concern. Guti, everyone has a YouTube channel, everyone is just out there doing the most. So I felt like, yeah, I can go on YouTube and talk about what everyone else is talking about, but what will make me stand out? And so what will make me stand out is the fact that I'm me. One, I'm me. No one else is like me, right? And no one else expresses themselves in the same way that I do. But most of all, I think what has it pushed me is to archive Ndebele content. I in my description it says lifestyle, faith, um, acting, Ndebele culture preservist, and fun. So, what I'm trying to do, what I will be trying to do with the YouTube channel is that I'm trying to archive the Ndebele culture. I believe because Ndebele people are such a humble people. Oh, I'm Ndebele, by the way. I'm Ndebele. We are such a humble people. We lose our language along the way, and we start speaking the languages of the people that are around us. And what I will be trying to do is to preserve the culture, preserve the language. So there will be a segment on the channel whereby we will be speaking strictly Ndebele for the whole episode. We'll be speaking Ndebele. My vlogs, most of my vlogs will involve going to cultural Ndebele ceremonies and exploring Ndebele customs, and that's my main thing, so that one day my son can go through my channel and find Ndebele content and understand what it means to be Ndebele, who are and the Ndebele people, exploring the history of Ndebeles. I will have guests who will talk about the culture. One of the other things that I want to do for my channel is speak to actors, my friends who are actors, and actually speak about the challenges. There is a question here, speak about that ask what the challenges are. Openly speak and truthfully speak about the challenges that we face in the media space as artists in this country. And I think as a lot of artists and celebrities do talk about it, but I feel like they do it once they've made it, and not a lot of people talk about it in the now as you're going through it. And I think that will help upcoming actors to be encouraged to go on and do the most even though they are facing challenges, and to see how even others who are pushing and trying to be actors, how they do it. Yeah, that was the 10th and final question. Thank you so much to everyone that has sent through their questions. I hope that you will find my answers satisfactory. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. And if you have watched this video up until this far, just subscribe, just like, just comment. Let us share the channel with our families, with our friends. If you enjoyed it, and if you think you like me and you want to stick with me, subscribe and keep it going. Let's walk together, let's grow together. Just to say, yeah, the channel is basically going to be about faith. I'm going to be talking about my walk with God, lifestyle. By lifestyle, guys, I mean my lifestyle, not anyone else's lifestyle. How I live every day, what I do, what I enjoy. I'll be sharing some nuggets of wisdoms, things I've learned throughout my life, about motherhood as well. Fun is Basically, Jay will be doing some silly stuff on the channel just to have fun, just for gags, just for laughs. I will be sharing my work, I will be sharing my monologues, I'll be sharing some clips of some films that I'll be doing and all of that. So that is basically what the channel is going to be all about. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to many, 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 many more. I love you. Remember to spread love, light, and positivity. Bye.